Hello, assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon, everyone. Today, I want to discuss rather a different issue, not the common topic of marriage that I always discuss. Today, I want to pass my condolence across to the whole world, to the whole Muslim world, both Muslims and non-Muslims who fell hurt by the unfortunate event that took place uh, last Friday. When I say last Friday, I don't mean this Friday of yesterday. I mean uh, that was yesterday, Friday, was exactly 1 week in New Zealand. That is the terrorist attack that claimed the lives of our Muslim brothers in New Zealand while they are performing their Jumat prayer. We thank the Almighty Allah for everything. We say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. And of course, we know that we can condole each other over the event, but for sure, we are certain that these people are alive, they are not dead. As the Holy Quran said in the chapter Surah Al-Baqarah, وَلَا تَقُولُوا لِمَنْ يُقْتَلُ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ أَمْوَاتٌ بَلْ أَحْيَاءٌ وَلَكِنْ لَا تَشْعُرُونَ. Don't ever say about those who were killed in the cause of Allah they are dead. No, they are alive. Only that you don't know the kind of life they are living. Then the subsequent chapter after Baqarah, that is Ali Imran, or the family of Imran, the Almighty Allah repeated this in rather a different term. He used another word. That's a different. The concept remained the same, but the terms he used were more elaborate and more, because in the chapter Al-Baqarah, he said we shouldn't say that they are dead. So one might think that there are certain things that shouldn't be said, even if they are real. There are certain things that are not supposed to be said, even if they are real, because it may be improper to say something like that. One might think because if they are said to be dead, as if they are being despised or something like that. No, the Almighty Allah brought the idea in a clearer terms. That is in clearer terms than the terms he used in Baqarah. He said, وَلَا تَحْسَبَنَّ الَّذِينَ قُتِلُوا فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ أَمْوَاتًا. Don't ever think, even in your heart, don't ever think that these people, those who were killed in the cause of Allah, are dead. They are not. They are still alive with their Lord, and He provides sustenance to them. You see, a dead man needs no sustenance. Since they are alive, that is why they are being sustained by God. So you can see the terms here are clearer than the ones used in Baqarah. And the day the attack took place, a friend of mine told me that, did you hear what happened in New Zealand? I said, yes. He said, what do you say about it? I said, of course, they have surrendered that place to Muslims. Islam is bound to take over wherever it is attacked. That's how it is. Not by force, not by coercion, but by conviction. It will make its way naturally into the hearts of the people of New Zealand. And that is exactly what's happening right now. You can see the huge conversion to Islam in that place after the attack, because it will create curiosity. People will start learning more and more about the religion. And that is exactly what happened in Mecca. When Islam was being attacked ferociously, in fact, with all the ferocity and the mercilessness that the Meccan pagans shown, to the extent that they drove out the Prophet and his people from their hometown to Medina. But the Almighty Allah promised them a triumphant return, and He did fulfill His promise. 8 years later, the Prophet came back triumphant to Mecca and conquered the city, alayhi salatu wasalam. So, in fact, since Islam is the one and only religion with which all the preceding prophets were sent, the prophets who preceded our dear Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing be upon him, so even when the religion was in the hands of the earlier prophets, as they were the apologists of the religion, They were the advocates of the religion before their prophet came. The same thing was the case. The Almighty Allah, when Pharaoh persecuted the children of Israel in Egypt, Moses was the prophet of God as at that time. He is still the prophet, he is still a prophet of God, of course. But as at that time, he was the prophet alive as at that time, of course, accompanied by his brother Aaron, who was also a prophet. So he was the one sent with the religion of Islam to the Jews. As at that time, when Pharaoh accelerated his persecution against the Israelites with all ferocity and mercilessness, what the Almighty Allah said, what did he tell Moses? Told them that, what did he tell us? He said, وَأَوْرَثْنَا الْقَوْمَ الَّذِينَ كَانُوا يُسْتَضْعَفُونَ مَشَارِقَ الْأَرْضِ وَمَغَارِبَهَا الَّتِي بَارَكْنَا فِيهَا. We have granted heritage of the eastern region as well as the western region of the Egypt to those who are despised. You see the price you pay when you despise people? You see the price you pay when you promote Islamophobia in Europe and America? You see the price you pay? The same price Pharaoh paid. When he attacked them, when he accelerated attacks against, because even Pharaoh had to use media in the same way the Western world today use media against Islam, so did Pharaoh also use media against Moses and his people. Media was a very vital instrument that was in use in the hands of those in power right from the day one human being learned about civilization. Media was strong, was relevant as much as it is today. That's why Pharaoh himself couldn't but use media to campaign, to launch a campaign against Moses and his people before attacking the source, to justify any attack against them. In the same way, those promoting Islamophobia justify an attack against Muslims. So the same thing, what happened at the end of the day? Pharaoh was destroyed. Israelites were granted the heritage of the land of Egypt as well as Syria. That's after the destruction of Pharaoh. The same thing happened in Yemen when Christianity was then the religion, what I mean here, the religion of Jesus Christ, of course Islam, the religion of Jesus Christ, as all prophets were submissive to the will of Allah, and they practiced all the pillars of Islam. When the religion was in the hands of what we call Christians today, in Egypt, in Yemen, we know what happened. When the monarch of Yemen, it was a long story, when one of his own magician was too old and about to die, he asked him to give him one young boy that he can teach sorcery and magic, so that when he died, that young man would take over. So the young man came across a monk reciting Bible in a cave. So the monk converted him to the religion. Then the young man, or whenever you come to go and learn sorcery at the hand of that old man, he will stop over at the cave of the monk to learn the book of God. Then at the end of the day, whenever he arrived at the old man will give him lashes. That why was he late? Whenever he went back, he will be beaten by his parent. Why was he late? He complained to the monk. The monk said, whenever you are asked by your parent, why did you stop, you tell them that it was the magician that stopped you. If your parents ask you in their turn, your magician asks you in his turn, tell him that it's your parent that stopped you, that you didn't come out in time. So one day the monk told him that today you have attained a position where the Almighty will use you as an instrument to spread His religion in this land. But please, whenever you are caught by the emperor, don't show me, don't point at me. So the young man went about healing people, healing lepers, restoring the sight of blind people, as Jesus Christ was known for that. So when he did, when he restored the sight of one relative of the monarch, the monarch asked that relative, but he did not, he said, I will restore your sight, I will pray to the Almighty Allah to restore your sight, on the condition that you will convert to the true religion. He said, of course I will. He restored his sight, he converted. Then he told him, please, whenever you are caught, don't point at me. That is, the young man told that relative of the monarch, just as the monk also told the young man. So I think because of the time factor, we have to stop here. When I come back, I will continue exactly where I stopped. For now, وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. سبحان ربي السلام عليكم.